it still worth modifying and restoring a Mitsubishi Evo in 2025? Because the last nines, well, the only year the nines were made was actually 2006, so we're talking pretty much 19 years since this car's been out. And I've owned this thing for a while, and how it looks, feels, and drives now, it feels like a tired car. I slightly looked over the engine bay, and I noticed that the fuel pressure regulator line on the return side is ripped because it was rubbing on the intake manifold. So let me show you guys real quick. So I'm not sure if this is why the car's been acting up in regards to how it's been running. It tends to cut off around 6,000 RPM. And my first thought was fuel starvation. So I did switch out the fuel pump filter in the back because the car's been sitting on E85 for the past 2 years. I kind of want to start talking about like my opinion in regards to like, is it worth modifying one of these nowadays? You know, they're not the cheapest cars to get. They're quite expensive, and they're going to keep going up in price. So basically these are at one point where, in my opinion, they're like a good bang for your buck. With the age and how much more they're prone to breaking just due to everything kind of getting older, I can see how it's much less of a like a bargain basically. Damn, the E85 then damaged my it damaged my engine bay paint under this strip tower right here. And then, dude, just kind of sucks to see the car deteriorate slowly, but it happens. It's bound to happen, especially with cars like this. Once you modify them, you kind of have to expect things to break. So is the Evo, in my opinion, worth fixing in 2025? I'm going to say yes, just based off the fact that these cars are super rare nowadays. The Evo 9, like I said, it was only made for 2006, so it's a one-year car only. So that in itself already makes it a classic car, and especially considering the fact that it's a JDM iconic vehicle. I mean, I think if you're like into JDM cars and stuff like that, you know what an Evo is, just because it kind of has its own spot, right? Gained their popularity just due to how fast and how nimble they are as a car, and just the raw driving experience that you get with them when you're driving them. So one thing I must say in regards to this car is that it's always been super fun to drive. But as far as lately, ever since I got the, you know, we dropped the transmission, we painted the engine bay, we went bigger turbo. I did stay stock block, and I got the head built, but that kind of gave me this fear that, especially with the age of the car, that something's more prone to breaking. So I'm scared to drive it now, and it's like I'm scared to push it, if that makes sense. But back then, when I barely had it, I wasn't too scared of it because it was a much newer car. Alright, so I got the hose off. It connects to the flex fuel sensor for the AEM stuff. This side of the hose was basically rubbing on the intake manifold, so it's just like little things like this. I had to push the car back right now, and it feels extra heavy. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it doesn't feel like the car feels locked up in a way. So I'm not sure if like the brakes, I did get pads and rotors that we're going to be doing as well, but the car just feels weird right now. And I'm basically just diagnosing and just fixing the little details. So I'm gonna hook this back up. We're gonna add some E85, start the car up, make sure that the fuel pressure is good, and then we'll move on from there. All in all, I think they are worth to fix, especially if you like. They're just so fun to drive. Like, once you have one running good, the drivability of these cars is insane. Like, there's really no other car. I mean, it's just the DSM for me, but even that one has the Evo 4G63. But the drivability and how these cars feel when you drive them is like, I haven't found that in any other cars. I cut myself and then the ethanol's like burning me alive. I'll be right back. Bottom line though, in regards to the question to the video, if the car's in decent shape and you can fix it without spending way more than it's worth, I think it's a good move, especially as values keep rising. If the repair costs are extreme, parting it out or selling it might be a better option, just because, I don't know, it's tricky with these cars. You guys let me know in the comment section, but right now I'm just hoping that the car's okay and nothing else happened to it. So I did overlook the fuel pump as well, and it wasn't leaking from there, so we're good on that side. But yeah, I'm a little nervous to drive it now, just because like So it used to happen a lot with the DSM. When it breaks so consistently, you just don't trust the car. And I truly haven't driven this car enough to really be able to determine if it's reliable or not yet, but just based off the age of it, it's just expected to have things go bad already, and it could get pricey. So it's a very tricky situation. It's going to be different for everybody, but you know, right now we're just hoping for no fuel leaks, so that's the goal. Please be okay. I feel so lazy to work on this thing right now, but the car feels weird when I drive it. It feels crunchy in a way, so I'll get back to you guys right now. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys know how to do this. We just gotta take off the wheels, raise up the car, remove the pads, take off the two bolts from the back to remove the caliper, and then swap out rotors and pads with the ones I bought. So I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna focus on this because the more time I spend filming and doing this, the longer I take, and I think that's why I hate working on cars for myself, because the act of filming and doing everything by yourself sucks. So I'm just gonna focus, get the job done, update you guys once I have an answer, and then we'll move on from there just to make everything quicker. All right, so all rotors and pads are on all four sides. While the car is up on all four, I'm going to go ahead and start it and see if I still hear that same crunching sound. Now that we replaced the rotors, to see if we see anything under the car or hear anything specific. So is it just the rotors?